Tom Brokaw, his global warming special. We should get into this for a little bit.
Global warming. Tom Brokaw doesn't do the news anymore, but he's still out there. Every few months he pops up with a special. And now the big thing, of course, because of Al Gore's movie, is this global warming thing.
Right.
Oh, we've discussed it before. But Tom Brokaw has his own alarmist special on it, which, really never gave the other side. I know people, stop, I don't want to hear it. All the scientific proof and all the scientists that have come forward and said it. Look, I got no doubt what we're doing is affecting the environment in some way, shape, or form. My whole deal is we're humans on this planet as part of the ecosystem, and regardless of what we do, that's just the way it is. That's what happens. And they're making it sound like overnight there's going to be 80 feet of water in New York.
Yeah, that's where they lose me.
Yeah,
because I really think we're really effing up this planet. Yes,
there are beaches all over.
It's going to come down to will we be able to adapt as this process continues?
There are beaches all over the place that are new beaches that have been formed, and there are old beaches that are gone. That if you look at pictures from the 30s, you'll see beach houses and stuff. You look there now, it's an inlet.
Right.
Or it's a bay.
Right.
The earth does change, and we have an effect on it, sure. But how bad is it really? Is it something that's going to be cataclysmic? The thing that made me laugh when I was watching this was he talked about in Manhattan and many major cities could be 80 feet underwater in 50 years, and as quickly as 50 years. And they show this computer graphic of, like, one of the streets out here, like 57th.
Right.
With the subway station sign.
Buildings and buildings, Starbucks.
And there's cars in the road, and it's under 80 feet of water. And I noticed a chair, and I'm like, if you got 50 years advance notice, I think someone's going to move the cars and the chairs before the water creeps up.
It's like that old bit. What, we're going to turn into snails or something? We're going to see the water rise, and we're going to be like, quick, run! We've only got 40 years left. Yeah, I think when it's obvious that the water is rising and taking over Manhattan, I think we'll start with really big, thick walls to keep the water out.
Then I heard this fun little factoid yesterday, that it's been the hottest it's been in 300 years. And the temperature was less than a degree hotter. It was like it wasn't even a degree hotter. They're trusting 300-year-old equipment, comparing it to today's temperature reading equipment.
They go back 6,000 years in this
6,000 years.
In this Tom Brokaw special.
It's the hottest it's ever been. I think their measuring devices weren't as accurate as ours are.
I say they were.
I say no.
I say they were.
What was it? In the old days, what they would do is take a homosexual and dip him in the water. If he screamed, it was 85 degrees out. Like, what temperature reading devices are there?
I guess there were some witches involved.
They would get the services of a witch, and before she was burned to the stake, they would ask her, hey, how hot is it out? These records were kept in Salem, Massachusetts. They're not as accurate as they are now. Nothing is.
Well, let's get into some of this audio. All right, here's the big intro to the big global warming special with Tom Brokaw.
Man who can't speak.
Talking about, like, Manhattan being underwater.
Anybody who's finished. Al Gore is finished in politics. When you're doing movies, you're done.
Done.
You're done.
Well, he knows that, though.
Yeah.
He's out there trying to make a difference, though, Jimmy.
It's not softcore porno or anything. It's not like...
No, but I mean, if that's what you're...
Jesus, he's doing that. Yeah.
Emmanuel 7, they stole the election.
This may be the future of our planet.
Dramatic.
The skyscrapers of downtown New York City stand in 80 feet of water.
That will never happen.
No.
We will figure that out. As far as global warming and screwing up the planet, we will figure out how to keep our cities from being underwater.
Under 80 feet of water.
Stop the dramatic crap showing these skyscrapers and then 80 feet of water.
Dun, 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 with the music going.
That will never happen.
Would people still be working from the 81st floor up?
Yeah.
You think? Or
Yeah, right.
The 41st floor up, however high that would be?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, 8 floors.
Surfers of downtown New York City stand in 80 feet of water. Its famous subway system submerged.
Boston, Philadelphia, Washington, Miami, they would all be underwater.
We're doomed.
Melting ice has flooded the oceans. The Arctic ice cap is long gone.
Good. We needed it.
Severe weather relentlessly assaults the planet.
Relentlessly.
Record heat, record droughts, record flooding. This is not a world we want to get into.
Crop failure, mass migration, riots, extinction,
Fire. A hell
warming.
of frogs and flaming hail.
Oh, really? Well,
Paint an X on your door in lamb's blood because the firstborn child of Judea will be killed. Every disaster you go, meteorites.
right.
What? What the hell is
The homeless chewing on your ankles.
locust, extinction,
Right.
poison ivy?
Killer-
It doesn't seem bad, but it itches like a son of a bitch.
Killer bees.
Killer bees.
Your
Sharks.
Your daughter
Bears.
sleeping with non-whites only.
Right.
These and other horrible things due to global warming.
Really? Well, I'm looking out the window today in New York City.
And 50 years to go. Oof, we better run.
Yeah.
And I like the way he clarifies it. They did it in the wrong order because he goes, your building's in 80 feet of water, and then he mentions the subway.
Yeah.
Thanks for...
All right, that is underwater.
Don't you think with 50 years to worry about this that maybe we would start elevating the subway slowly
How
but
about some
surely?
cable cars?
Go back to cable cars or something.
Build them 81 feet.
Maybe
Right,
maybe
we'll show them.
We'll put our cigarettes in the water.
You could put your Tootsies in the water, 1 foot down, see if it's cold. Ooh, it's chilly.
Yeah. Brokaw's a dope.
All right, moving on. Let's listen to this one here.
Rapid melting is not happening just to the glaciers of Patagonia. In the United States, one of the nation's most famous landmarks, northern Montana's Glacier National Park,
Glacier.
may soon lose the very thing it was named for.
A park.
Some of these glaciers are 5,000 to 8,000 years old, yet they're melting so rapidly they could vanish in my lifetime.
In my lifetime, if I was put in cryogenic freezing and lasted for 8,000 years. But it could happen, people.
Hopefully that'll be in a week.
In my lifetime. That's what was shocking. Like, he wanted to shock you, like in your lifetime, and if you're in your 20s, it's like, okay. But in his lifetime, wow. That could be,
That could be
next week.
fast. That could be really fast.
And the Arctic ice caps and stuff, they were just mood killers anyway. Nobody needs them.
Has anyone ever gone there?
Never.
I've never been to the Arctic ice cap. I could care less
When
what
you want to go
happens there.
disco dancing, did you ever go there to do it?
Never disco danced on the Arctic ice cap, Jimmy.
I think we should melt them on purpose because it's funny.
Let's go to Phil in Indiana. Phil.
Phil.
What's going on?
Hey, Phil.
I know how to the temperature back 300 years ago.
How did they measure temperature?
They do it by excavating certain levels of the soil, and they can determine by photosynthesis how much sun and the temperature of the plants as they've decomposed. But you guys are missing the point.
No, but
300
Phil,
You are not getting a fraction of a degree temperature reading from sediment.
and the
I totally
photosynthesis
agree.
theory has been disproved, by the way, because photosynthesis has been proven inaccurate when you come to geological digs.
Shut up, Jimmy. No, you guys are missing the point, though. 300 years ago, it was hotter than it is now. And there weren't any factories or cars or anything like that. And a lot of historians link what happened 300 years ago weather-wise to the Renaissance and to great adventures in human thought.
Right, well, the Earth is going to change, and there's nothing we can do
It
about
does get warmer with the more carbon dioxide that ends up in the air. The temperature on Earth will get warmer. It's just it holds the sun's heat. That's what it does. There's no denying that. But how badly it's going to infect the environment, how much is human, how much is nature, is also up for grabs. I know scientists are still batting that one back and forth. And yes, in the past 100 years of industrialization, there has been more carbon dioxide put in the air, and it's gotten warmer. But is it that big a deal is my question.
You're
so
exactly right.
what?
You're exactly right.
Humans are just pompous. I'm sure dinosaurs were trying to figure out if they could hold back the environment.
You think they were?
Yeah,
they just laying their teeth into the throat of some other poor lizard.
I think somewhere in their and somewhere in their tiny little pea brains, they were going, "Whoa, hey, the environment's changing. We should try to get together here and figure this out."
Did I mention the return of the dinosaur will also happen? Well, monsters in the streets.
Well, they failed miserably. Humans, pompous. We think we can hold back the environment. We're going to fail miserably. And then it's going to be the bugs' turn.
The bugs?
Yeah, the bugs will survive.
Who said that?
Survive.
Was it Ronnie from Ronnie and Fez that said that?
What?
If ants weighed 40 pounds, we'd all be in chains, Fez. We'd all be in chains. He comes out with the funniest crap.
Oh, that's why.
We'd all be in chains if ants were 40 pounds.
I got to start smoking pot. I got to start smoking pot.
That one kills me, man. You just imagine 40 pounds ants. We'd be enslaved by them.
Yeah.
Didn't matter. Little pin brains of theirs. Who cares?
Oh boy, elliptical.
Oh yeah.
Let's listen to this.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, we don't really care about Tom Brokaw and his global warming special.
No, who cares what he's got to say? It's the way he's saying it with that L problem.
I just love how he talks.
The better it is. We like warm weather.
He cannot pronounce the letter L. The first time I realized this was watching him report on the Achille Lauro. The cruise ship Achille Lauro, when poor Leon Klinghoffer was pushed overboard by a terrorist. What was his name? Abu Akhlaf.
No, that terrorist was actually Pete Muhammad.
It was Nidal. One of them.
All right.
God, some savage.
All right, listen, here we go, because we got Wayne Newton joining the program.
Wayne Newton.
Nice.
Anthony is an idiot. I like looking at the phone. Supporting Anthony, wants to set Anthony straight, and then Anthony is an idiot.
Matt, why is Anthony an idiot?
I was watching one of those shows one time on Discovery Channel, and they took core samples from the ice caps, and they determined that in a 10-year span, we either went in or went out of the ice age.
Dude, those samples were tainted.
Wait a minute. A 10-year span, we went in or out of an ice age?
It took 10 years, that's it.
Do you know how long the ice age lasted? Do you know what the ice age did?
A long time, but go in or out of it. It only took 10 years.
In 10 years.
10 years.
What?
Dude,
so?
they think
but do you know how long it lasted?
You guys are great, though, but you're...
wait, don't say you guys are great and then bail out.
You guys, I can't believe you honestly believe this stuff.
Believe what?
Oh, my God. I want to kill him.
Dude,
the ice is melting. We can't stop it.
Yeah.
So now we have to figure out what we're going to do now. Do we end up in like a water world scenario?
These guys
what do we do?
Are much smarter than you. Okay?
No, they're not.
They determined by taking core samples that I can't remember because I'm not.
I can't remember.
That's not true, sir. Stop saying core samples.
Saying core samples.
They determined that we either went in or out of the ice
Wait a minute.
age.
Do you know how many times this guy has bored people at parties with this?
Oh, with this story.
Dude, you should be saying this with a Meisterbrow in your hand.
Climate change.
You
10
take.
years is a short period
You know
of time.
about core samples, and Jimmy knows about whore samples.
Exactly.
And sir, whose fault was
Who
the
has a better
ice
life?
age? Whose fault was the ice age that took 10 years?
It was the aliens from planet Xenon.
All right, thank you.
No, it was a meteor, sir. They think.
You are a jackass.
Thanks, Matt. Here we go.
The ice ages, according to biologist Stephen Brokaw, were climate changes brought on by natural cycles. Approximately every 100,000 years, the Earth's orbit becomes slightly more elliptical, taking us further from the sun. When that coincides with other cycles, such as periods when the planet tilts away from the sun, it can cool things down.
Elliptical, oval shaped orbit. Yeah, apparently the Earth is kind of, goes off kilter every so often.
Just
cools things down.
Just live your life.
Have fun. Don't worry about it.
We got people that are much smarter than us trying to figure this out behind closed doors.
And everyone's worried about their kids. But what do our kids have to deal with? Don't worry, they'll deal with it.
They're going to have to be good swimmers.
Very adaptable, right? They'll grow gills behind their ears, come up with cool boats, and have spear gun fights with pirates.
Just leave them some suntan lotion and a bathing suit in your will.
Sunblock and swimmies.
Yeah, they're going to need it.
I think we should get a physicist on this show to talk about.
Perhaps your neighbor.
I hear he's a big proponent of global warming.
Yeah.
Does he believe that we're screwing things up?
I'm sure he does.
I believe we are. We're screwing things up. My point is, who cares? What's going to be the big deal?
Right.
So what? We lose some land.
What can you and I do about this?
Nothing.
Donate a little money, maybe.
You should see how I get on an on-ramp in that Escalade. And I do 100 up to red lights and then screech on the brakes and it turns green and I nail it to the floor again.
I actually, right now in my house, have some aerosol cans and I rubber band them so they spray out the window while I'm working.
As you're working, now. Out your window.
And all you hear is Jimmy going, la, 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 la.
Oh, well, Wayne Newton is coming in, and it's kind of nice that we both have that in common that we sing.
All right, one more clip. Yes. The rest of this is going to have to wait, but here's one more from Tom Brokaw's global warming special, having troubles with the L's.
L word.
In New South Wales, Fire Chief Russell Rees inspects the damage left by a wildfire during what should be Australia's wet season. The severity of the devastation is surprising and alarming. After 30 years in the fire service, Rees is fighting an enemy he no longer recognizes.
No longer recognizes.
Uh-oh. All right.
A firefighter. No, it's still fire. What is it? The fire turned into a monster.
We'll get back to the rest of this on another day.
Yes.
We have him attempting carbon dioxide many, many times, and other fun words he tries to pronounce. We got to take a break. Wayne Newton.